telephone pole casts a shadow 12 feet long at the same time that a man 6 foot tall, 6 feet tall, okay, that a 6 foot tall man casts a shadow of 3.6 feet. How tall is the pole? Why don't we go ahead and draw a picture? This sounds like a very verbal problem, so I'll draw a picture. There's my flagpole. Here's the ground. Let's put a flag on there, flapping in the breeze. Pole on the top. All right, so there's a flagpole. It casts a shadow. And I draw the sun's coming in here, and this whole part here is shadow. Okay. Telephone pole casts a shadow 12 feet long at the same time that this 6 foot man does. It's helpful to put the 6 foot man here. Right. There's a person and some arms, some legs. Right. So there's our 6 foot tall man. It's helpful to put him here so that the same shadow line that I already drew, I can use him there. So this man is what, 6 feet tall? I can label that 6 feet. Is that distance from there to there? All right. His shadow. Let's get a color. His shadow, there it is. Happens to be 3.6 feet. This shadow of the telephone pole, it was 12 feet, it said. And now we can go ahead and try and find the height, I call it h, of this flagpole. Okay. Well, I cluttered the picture by drawing a flag and a man, but really, uncluttered version, there's our picture, right? We got a single triangle, and there's 2 uprights in it, and we know some distances, right? I know this big distance, and I know this little distance there, and I know that distance there, and I'd like to find this distance. So these 2 triangles happen to share an angle there. They happen to both be right triangles. So 2 of the angles are the same. This third angle has to be the same as well. These 2 triangles are similar triangles. So I can write down some proportions. I'm ultimately interested in solving for h, so why don't I put the h in the numerator of one of my proportions? What goes in the denominator? Well, if I have an h here, I could divide by the length of that big leg length there, 12. Okay. This proportion is equal to the height here, 6 feet, divided by the distance there, 3.6. Now I have an equation to solve. So let's solve. All right, multiply both sides by 12. Multiply both sides by 12. The 12s cancel, and we're left with h equals 6 times 12 divided by 3.6. So there's our final answer, or one version of our final answer. If you really cared to, we could clean this up a little bit. And one way to clean it up, let's get rid of this decimal point first. So I'll multiply the denominator by 10 so that I can move my decimal point over to there. So that was multiplying by 10. To multiply by 10 in the denominator, we're going to multiply by 10 in the numerator as well. So what's that going to give us? Well, in the denominator now I have 36. In the numerator I have 6 times 12 times 10. Let's think of 12 as 2 times 6. The 6 here times the 6 there is a 36. Times there was a 2 times a 10. My 36's cancel. I'm left with 2 times 10. So it looks like the height here is equal to 20 feet. So that's one way you could write your answer. 6 times 12 over 3.6 is another fine way to write your answer. Right, so either one of those looks good.